Hi friends, welcome back to another Pick a Card Tarot reading from Junodrome Intuitive Arts, as I'm going by now. This is a yes or no Pick a Card Tarot reading. So if you are new to my yes or no readings, welcome. The way that I do these is I have 3 different methods for generating a yes or a no. We've got the die, we've got the coin, we've got the pendulum. So in order to do this, basically what will happen is I will roll the die. Even is yes, odd is no. I will flip the coin. Heads is yes, tails is no, and then we'll ask the pendulum yes or no. All 3 answers together will either lead to a triple yes, a triple no, or a maybe leaning in either direction. So, what I need you to do is take a look at all of these piles, see which one is jumping out at you. These are all independent artwork that I've made myself. I love it. Hope you like it too. There's channeled messages on the back of those cards as well. And that's it for me. So without further ado, I'm going to give you some time. Choose which pile is calling out to you. And down below in the description section of this video, you will find a link in the time jump to your reading. So click that link and that's your reading. Anyway, enjoy. Bye. Hey friends, welcome back to another Pick a Card Tarot reading. My name is JP and this is Junodrome Intuitive Arts. So today we're going to be doing one of the fan favorites. We're going to be doing a yes or no Pick a Card reading. So when I do these, I do 3 different methods for generating a yes or no. We have a pendulum, we have a coin, and we have a die. And that's going to give us 3 yeses, 3 nos, right? So if you get 3 yeses, maybe it's a definite yes. 3 no's, definite no. 2 of one, 2 of the other. It's a maybe leaning in those directions. So first of all, you chose the reading here with this really cool drawing. I've been doing these interesting drawings lately, and I've been kind of coming up with a whole deck here. So I think eventually I'm going to have a deck out of them. But if there's anything that you're seeing in this right away, that might have some messages for you. We'll definitely get into that when we do the interpretation. But if there's anything jumping out at you as you look at this, there might be some added messages for you. So we'll put that back down. Let's get started. Let's do the coin first. Okay, we got heads here. So that's a yes. Next up, I want to apologize, everyone. I don't actually have my die on me. I thought I had one, and I don't, so I have to do this. Deep apologies using technology this way. In the future, I will not be doing this. But here we go. Let's see. What do we got? Okay, we got a 6, so that is even, so that's a yes. So we have 2 yeses so far. Let's see what the pendulum has to say. Okay, first we need to triangulate it, make sure that it's working. So I'm going to ask it some questions I know the answers to. Am I sitting on the floor? Okay, that's a yes. Are my curtains black? Okay, no. All right. Am I in an apartment building? Okay, that's feeling like a yes. All right. What is the answer to pile number 1's question? You know what? No, it's going no. It's going no. So you've got 2 yeses and 1 no, which means we're at a maybe leaning yes. So yes is definitely a possibility for you in this reading, but it is not a certainty. So for whatever reason, we don't have certainty for you, but that's okay. Let's take a look at the reading here. It's definitely close to a yes, right? A maybe leaning yes is an excellent outcome, right? It means that it's possible, but there's something going on for what's making it a maybe. So let's figure this out together. First up, we have this card that I drew, and I have a channeled message for you on the back. So let's read that. What tools are at your disposal to assist in your journey? Sometimes we can achieve something without assistance or guidance, but sometimes that attitude can bring us needless grief or wasted time. What tool can you add to your situation that will bring you help and assistance that you need? To loosen a bolt, you need a wrench. What wrench will loosen your bolts? Do you need to ask for help? Do you need assistance from friends? Could using a computer make the work go by faster? Using a tool will help you in your situation. Yeah, okay, so I see a wrench in here, that's kind of what I see in this, but whatever you see is valid. So if you see something else here, that might help you with that. But I think what's going on for this maybe is that your outcome is yes, but it's going to require something. It's going to require something to help you make that into a yes, right? Either asking for help from friends or finding some kind of tool that you don't have to assist you in creating this thing into a yes, right? So in order for it to be a yes, I think there needs to be some kind of assistance, working with somebody, getting somebody else involved in a situation to actually make it happen. So let's take a look at... for whatever reason, I'm being called to the oracles first. So let's do the oracle cards first, and then we'll read the tarot, and then we'll be wrapping it up. Okay, all right. So we've got It's All Good and the Burden card. Interesting. So, I don't know what you're asking about. This is a general reading and can be about any kind of situation here. But for a lot of you, I think there's an important reminder here to remember that, even when things don't work out for us, sometimes that's a good thing too, right? So with this maybe here, maybe it's sort of saying like, yes, like I was saying before, assistance might help you in this, but also like really consider the ramifications of this being a yes, right? Really think about what happens if this is a yes. It's all good. Even if it's no, it's all good, right? So at the end of the day, there's a way to circle this out so that you're going to be okay either way, I think that's an important message here. So if whatever this is doesn't work out or it's not going to happen or whatever, like, it's all good either way. Now, if this is a yes, will this make you feel overburdened, right? I think there's an important message here. Maybe it could be like, yes, you could have that. You could get there. This could be a thing, but is it really what you want? Is it really what's best for you? Is this really going to be the thing for you that is helpful, possible, really important, right? So really considering your options here, I think, is important. You don't have to make this a yes, apparently. And let's see, what does the angel oracle want us to know? Ooh, guardian angel. Okay, so, there's a spirit guide, guardian angel help in the non-physical available to you. You don't have to subscribe to that kind of thing, but if you're in a tarot reading, you're at least probably open to it. So there's something going on here where, maybe that assistance that needs to come in for you is a spiritual assistance, that maybe that there's some spiritual guidance, some deeper spiritual connection that's going to help you bring this into a direction that's more positive, or a direction that's actually going to help you or help this thing, make this thing more real, make this into something that's what you need, right? So ask for help from the non-physical here for whatever that means to you. I think that there's some greater clarity, some greater assistance, some greater understanding coming from that. Now, let's take a look at our tarot. So, once again, this is a maybe leaning yes. So, you have the possibility of this being a yes. However, there's a need to get some kind of assistance, either some kind of assistance from like a tool, an object, or some kind of assistance from other people, or as we just saw, some kind of assistance from a spiritual realm, right? Some spirit guide energy here. So let's see what the tarot says. We've got the Page of Wands. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I don't usually read reversals, but for whatever reason, I'm feeling called to keep it in reverse here. We've got the King of Swords, and we've got the Five of Pentacles. So, Two Pentacles energy. Definitely, you could be talking about something physical, right? A place, a job, money situation, something like that. It could be around that, but it doesn't have to, right? This is a very open reading. Now, with that Three of Pentacles in reverse, I do think it's going back to that initial message here that whatever this is that you're asking about, it seems like it's something that you're doing on your own, something alone that shouldn't be alone, or it would benefit you to try to be doing this with other people, right? That there are other people that could help you bring this about in a way that might not be so burdensome, right? And so, like, if this was a yes, but, if it's a yes, it's overburdening you, like we were thinking before, I do think that assistance from other people could really help you make that less of a burden. Now, with this Page of Wands, there is a new beginning for you towards your passions, towards your drives. Or, if this is something you're talking about in a situation that's about your passions or your drives, things that you are passionate about, you might be at sort of the student energy in this, or it might benefit you to take on a student mindset in this avenue towards something that inspires you. So if you are in a situation here where you're trying to make something happen, you are bringing about some kind of change in your life, you're making something a reality, with this Page of Wands, it's sort of saying, don't pretend like you know everything or that you have all the answers when maybe you don't, right? That maybe there is help and assistance from other people who know more than you, and that it's going to take you admitting to yourself that you don't know enough. And that's okay, right? It's okay if you don't know enough. We don't always know everything, right? You have a set of knowledge that I'm sure is incredibly helpful and knowledgeable in certain areas, but no one human being knows everything, right? So there might be assistance from other people that can help you make this into more of a reality for you, that makes this less challenging and more lets you flow through it better. So let's take a look here too. We've got the King of Swords, which is also talking about cutting things away. Sometimes it can also talk about having a clear head about this. So whatever the situation is, you definitely are being encouraged to have a very clear-headed perspective on this. Really take the time to analyze what's going on in your life and in your situation, and take the time to figure out whether you're in the right place, whether this feels right, whether whatever it is you're asking about can work. All of those might help you along your path there. Really look at it analytically. I think that this situation is really calling for the analytical mind. Some situations call for more passionate understandings or more emotional understandings. For whatever reason, this reading is asking you to be analytical. Use your analytical mind to help you understand where you need to move and what's happening. Look at things logically. Logic is really going to help in your situation. And with the Five of Pentacles here, we got two people out in the cold, right? And, it talks about the dark night of the soul, but that dark night of the soul kind of period can really open you up towards greater knowledge, right? And so especially that's tying into me with this all good card. So, even when things don't work out for us or we don't end up in the right place, or, in a place that doesn't feel right. Why don't we put it that way? I think we're kind of always in the right place, but even if we're in a situation that's challenging or doesn't feel good or doesn't feel right, sometimes those can connect us to deeper understandings of life and self in a way that is transcendent. That's what that card is about. And that's not to say that bad things happening, is like good at all, right? If it's something that's crummy that's happening to you, like that's not great. And that's okay that it's not great, right? Like we don't have to pretend like it is great when it isn't great, right? So you feel all that you need to feel around that. But what that card is saying is not that it's like we're going to pretend like everything's okay, but more like even when things aren't working out, there's something there. And we can control how we react in a situation, right? We can't always control what situations we end up in, but we can control how we react in the moment. And so this can talk about a transformation in the way that we operate and the way that we understand things based on difficult situations that we've been through. So, yeah, anyway, pile number 1, I'm going to leave you there. That seems to be pretty solid. So just to recap, you have a maybe leaning yes. To make this a yes, it's going to take some kind of outside assistance, whether that's an actual physical tool, object helping you in this, or a person acting as some kind of assistant. Also, connecting into spirit might help you with this as well. So anyway, pile number 1, I will catch you later. Thanks for tuning in. Really quick, super big thanks to all of the recent subscribers. We've had a lot of people join this channel recently, and that is awesome. Huge shout out to all of the returning viewers. Welcome. I'm happy that you're here. And I'm hopeful that this yes or no video will bring back some of the older listener, not older, but some of my former listeners who haven't tuned back in yet since I've been back. So we will see. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye. Hi there, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is a pick a card tarot reading on yes or no. What is the answer to your yes or no question? So the way that I do these, I have 3 different methods for generating a yes or a no. We're going to flip a coin. Heads is yes, tails is no. We're going to roll a die. Even is yes, odd is no. And we're going to use this pendulum and ask it yes or no. And that's going to lead us to either a triple yes, a triple no, or a maybe leaning in either direction. That's usually how I do it. It lets things be more nuanced because life is always nuanced. So let's get started. Let's do the coin first. Okay, we got a heads. Okay, and next we have the die. First of all, I want to apologize. I don't know what happened, but I somehow lost my dice. So I have to use this. My apologies. It is not normally my wheelhouse to use technology in this way. So in the future, I will not be using this. I will be using a real die again. But here we go. Okay, we got a 3. That's a no. So 1 yes, 1 no. We're in maybe categories. The pendulum will help us figure out which direction this maybe is leaning. Okay, so first I need to triangulate this to make sure that it's working. So ask it questions I know. First of all, am I sitting on the floor right now? Yes, I am. Okay. Am I SpongeBob SquarePants? No, I am not. Okay, I am definitely not. All right. Am I sitting in my apartment right now? Okay, yes I am. And finally, what is the answer to pile number 2's question? All right, the pendulum is feeling like a firm yes. We have a firm yes from the pendulum. Okay, so 2 yeses, 1 no's. That's a maybe leaning yes. The pendulum felt pretty firm in the yes department, but between the rest of them, we're not quite at a full triple yes. So it's a maybe. It's a maybe. We'll figure out more about why it's a maybe further on in this reading. Next up, let's take a look at this card. So this is some artwork that I've done, and I have a channeled message on the back. But before I read that, take a look at this card. Is there anything jumping out at you? If you see anything in this card, whatever you see, there's an important message for you in that. There's some added symbolism to your situation. So see that symbol, take it in your mind, figure that out, and later on in the reading, maybe try to figure out how it applies to your situation. Let me read what it says on the back. I got some channel message here. We've got face in the static. Frenetic and chaotic pops and buzzes coming alive. What can you see in the midst of mess? What can you divine in the tea leaves of your life? Sometimes this energy can relate great wisdom and insight. Sometimes this energy can act as a riptide into the ocean of mania, and we can lose ourselves as we get pulled out to sea. Note the symbols you see in the static, but be careful not to place too much meaning to them. Some symbols are important, but sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Divination can bring great meaning into our lives, but be careful not to hold too close the messages you bring forward. Attach yourself too tightly and watch yourself get pulled into the deep ocean without a boat. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I remember writing that. So, yeah, this one definitely feels like a chaotic energy going on this card, for sure. And that kind of like frenetic sort of feeling going on here. It just reminded me of like spiritual mania, where you can get really too deep into that kind of stuff and then go off the deep end. But, sometimes tapping into that kind of thing can bring really interesting and important messages. And so I think that there's a little bit of a, hesitancy in giving you a full answer. And why you're getting a maybe here is maybe sort of like, be careful about trusting an outside source for answers like this too much, right? That like you got to trust your own intuition at the end of the day. So we're still leaning yes here, but there's a little bit of a be careful about diving too much into these. Let's figure out some more. Also, it could be like a little bit like that chaotic energy is sort of like, finding a real answer here. The situation that you're in might be chaotic or frenetic that you're asking about, and that chaotic energy might be why finding a definite answer is challenging, because maybe there's a lot of factors at play, maybe there's a lot of opinions, maybe there's a lot of change happening in the situation, and so it's like we can try to pinpoint where it's at in this moment, but in the next moment something drastic might change, and that might make this answer hard to pin down. So there might be something about your situation that's like that, where there's a difficulty in trying to give a definite yes or no, because everything is really muddled. Sorry, just listening to sounds in my apartment. Let's take a look at your oracles first. I did that with the other pile too. We have self-love and we have changes. Changes is huge for this. It really does feel like there's a lot of things changing about your situation, about life, about what's going on. And because of that, I think there is a difficulty in giving you definite yes, definite no. And like, I think whatever's going on in your situation is it feels chaotic, right? It feels like you're in a bit of a chaotic situation and energy. And so you're being asked to give yourself some self-love here. So really tune into self and find a way to calm yourself down, and find a maybe like a place and a time where you can put this situation down, and put down everything that's going on, and really tune back into yourself, tune back into self-love, self-peace, inner peace. I think that tapping into a place of inner peace and inner calm may really transform the situation in general. It might help you come to a better, calmer sense of self, and bring you into a place where you can be more in control of the situation instead of letting the situation control you. Because I do think, from the feelings that I've been getting from this reading, I feel like this is a situation where you feel as though you are being controlled, right? Or that you are not in control of yourself or in the situation here, that outside forces are pushing in this chaotic, frenetic energy and making it difficult for you to feel at peace. Let's see, from the angel deck, we have playfulness. There's some nudity on this card, so I can't really show it. It's too bad. It's just some angels, little cherub baby angels. But anyway, we got playfulness. So, I think that's the other thing too, is like, maybe you're taking the situation a little too seriously. Or it could be one of those situations, especially if it's chaotic and weird and crazy and jumbling up, it can feel really intense and feel like, feel really serious, right? And so this playfulness energy is kind of coming in to be like, like, don't take life too seriously here. And if you're in a situation with people and things that are making things feel too serious, how can you break out of that a little bit? How can you give yourself, like we're saying with that self-love card, giving yourself the space and the time where you can tap into that inner child play energy again? Because I think that might help you bring you out of this sense of impending doom. I don't know why I'm feeling that. I don't know. Not everybody's going to be feeling impending doom, but maybe you are, and so you don't need to feel that, right? With this playfulness energy saying, this isn't that serious. Nothing in life is that serious. And sometimes things are incredibly serious, right? But a playful energy, even in face of those serious situations, can actually help you stay more agile and able to move through these from a place where you won't get pulled into the riptide, right? With that frenetic card, pulled into the riptide, you're not going to be pulled into that tide as much with that playful energy, because things don't hit you as much. Think about I'm just thinking about Tai Chi, where in Tai Chi it's like those graceful movements. It's like the fighting, but like meditative dancing based on fighting moves, basically, but it's sort of like you're moving the energy around, right? And when you fight in those kinds of fighting styles, it's like the point isn't to drive your energy into your opponent. The point is to use your opponent's energy against them and kind of like dodge. It's a lot of dodging and graceful moving, right? So I see like some kind of graceful, playful dodging really helping you jump out of this situation if you are in something chaotic and not so great, right? That kind of mentality might actually help you alleviate the situation a little bit. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. Make sure I can show everything. I can. All right. You know what? I'm going in all reversals today. I don't ever read reversals, but there's a few of them. There was some in pile number 1, and it's the day of reversals, I guess. That's okay. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands, Hierophant in reverse, the Moon, the Two of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Let's talk about those reversals right away. I think for this, in this case, this is the energy that's challenging you, where the struggle is. And so I think for you, with the Hierophant in reverse, I do feel like you're being like, something about this situation is like authority coming down on you in a negative way. Some kind of authority figure coming down on you in a negative way. That's what I'm feeling. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be like, it could be the obvious ones like a parent or whatever, or a partner. But it could also be, an organization. It could be jobs in general. It could be the capitalist system that we live in, right? Something like that. Some kind of something's coming down on you. Some kind of authority is coming down on you in a way that's not really great and isn't making you feel good, and might be even impacting your mental health, right? That's a part of this too, especially with that frenetic energy. Maybe you are feeling like mental health struggles in this, which is okay. We all go through that. If you need to talk to somebody, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to somebody about your mental state, especially like if you feel like you need to see a therapist. I highly recommend it. I've seen a therapist a bunch of times in my life, and it's been incredibly helpful. So definitely keep that in mind. If you feel like you could use some help inside your mind, people are there for that. But like I feel that's like a swift moving action. It feels like you can't catch a break. That's kind of what I'm feeling. But it also feels like you're stuck here with that Two of Swords, right? That there's some real stuck energy in this. And you're feeling stuck because it feels like authority's coming down on you in a way that's not great, and you just want to break out of it, right? And with that Page of Pentacles, it's like there's something about your physical situation where you can't have a new start. There's something blocking you from either, like, this is about a job, like leaving your job, or this is about a home situation, leaving your home, right? There's something blocking you from being able to do that. With the Moon card here, it can talk about, not having insight on where to go next, right? But the pathway forward is being illuminated for you. Even though you don't see everything forward, you do see the next step with the Moon card here. So I am encouraged to tell you that there is a step. It's a small step, but there is a step forward in this situation that is there for you, that you see. So I don't know what that is, but you see a step. So, and I've just pulled another card here, and we got the Ace of Pentacles. So it is a new beginning in the physical world. So it's like you see somewhere, some step in the back of your mind, whatever's popping up in your head when I'm talking about it, one small step forward. It's not like everything. It's not like throw your whole life into chaos and move, right? Because I think you are in chaos right now. So I think we're trying to come to a calmer place, not a more chaotic place in this situation. But there's one small step you can take forward, even if it's like, doing the dishes, or, like walking outside, or getting coffee with your friend, right? There's some small thing you can do that you see that's going to help illuminate the pathway forward. And it is a new beginning here with the Ace of Pentacles. So it is a new path forward. So it's like, take the small step you see. You don't have to see a fix to your whole situation right now. You don't have to see how you're going to solve everything. That thinking about it from that perspective isn't going to help you. But thinking about, okay, well, I can do this one little tiny thing right now today. Whatever that is, you're being encouraged to do that, because once you take that step, the next tiny little step will become apparent. And then you got to take that one. And then when you take that, the next little tiny step becomes apparent. And you're kind of walking blind through the wilderness here, but if you just take the one step you can see, it will lead you out of this situation and out of this path. So you're encouraged to take this from a playful energy, dodge what you need to dodge here. Don't necessarily be on the attacking end of things. Be like, what's that silly thing? I'm rubber and you're glue. Whatever you throw at me slides off of me and sticks to you, right? You're being encouraged to be the rubber in this situation here and not the glue, right? Don't throw the punches. Let them slide off. If somebody throws a punch at you, dodge to the side. Don't hit back. Run in the other direction, right? Try to slip out of this, right? Slip out of this like a snake shedding skin, right? If you try to grab a snake, but the snake just like sheds out of its skin, right? That's a weird image, but that's what I'm feeling here. Like, that's what's going to help you out of this situation. It's like sneaking your way out of it. You don't need to be known, right? Fully. You can be a little sneaky about getting out of this situation. Maybe it is seeing a therapist on the side and gaining a clearer understanding of the mental dynamic that you're in, and then using that to dodge out of the situation. It could be that. I've been there. That is a place I have been in my life. So, that could be where you are, but it doesn't have to be. Yeah. Anyway, pile number 2. That was a pretty big detailed reading, so we're going to leave it there. I hope that it resonates with you. I hope that that helps you in your situation. To recap, you did get a maybe leaning yes, but something about the chaoticness of the situation makes it difficult to pin down, and it's a bit of a frenetic energy. So finding any way you can get into a sense of inner peace and inner calm and tapping into that is probably going to help you tremendously. So anyway, pile number 2, thanks for tuning in. Huge shout out and thanks to all the new subscribers. A lot of people have been finding this channel through the shorts I've been posting, so that's cool. I'm hoping to get the long form content back into viewership again though. So if you are returning because you are only a fan of my yes or no videos, welcome back. I'm glad to have you with me. If you want something else and you just like my yes or no videos, but there's other kind of videos you like too, leave a comment for me, please, because I want to know what the other things you like so I can start making more content for more people, because I want to bring everybody back. And yeah, and then a huge shout out to all of the super fan subscribers who just watch all of my stuff. You know, even when I only get 20 views, you're watching my stuff. Thank you. I really do appreciate you. It's really helpful to have you with me. Yeah, anyway, that's it. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be what is the answer to your yes or no question. So the way that I do these yes or no readings, first of all, think about a question that you need an answer to, yes or no. Now, we're going to do 3 different methods for generating a yes or no. We've got a coin, we've got a die, and we've got a pendulum. So we're either going to get 3 yeses, 3 nos, or a maybe leaning in either direction. I do it this way because life is usually way more complicated than a simple yes or no, and situations have complexity, and this helps understand the reading a little bit better too. So without further ado, let's start with the die today. Let's see, even is yes, odd is no. We got a 6, so that's a yes from the die. All right, the coin's turn. We got a heads, that's a yes from the coin. Let's figure out what the pendulum has to say. Okay, so first we're going to triangulate the pendulum, make sure that it's working. Am I sitting in my apartment? No, okay, I'm kneeling, I'm not sitting. All right, all right, technically that's true. Okay, am I looking out the window right now? Okay, yes I am. All right. Is my hair blue? No, it is not. Okay, last up. What is the answer to pile number 3's question? We've got a yes. Okay, pile number 3. This is a triple yes. Triple yes reading. Whoops. Got my microphone going around. Okay, this is excellent. This is excellent. A triple yes. Wonderful. I love these. So the answer to your question is a yes, and it's a resounding yes. Hopefully you want the answer yes. Let's take a look more. So take a look at this card here. This is some artwork that I did. And first things first, as you look at this artwork, see if there's any messages or any symbols, anything that you see in this jumping out at you, because that will have some extra messages for you. So if there's something in this card that's really jumping out to you, that's going to have some extra meaning for you here. So really note that, figure that out. So let's take a look here. This has a channeled message. I'm going to read that first. We've got light in the tunnel. There is a light at the end of this tunnel. Keep going. Though it might seem an impossible task to move forward, the only way out is through. But finally, you are beginning to see that this infinite walk forward truly does have an end, and for once, it may really be in sight. If you need to rest on your path, rest. This light is not going anywhere and requires no timelines. Keep it in sight and rest as long as you need. Do not give up, for your hard work will pay off. Always remember, the work you put into yourself will lead to growth in some area, even if it is not apparent how or why or in what way. Keep the light in the tunnel in sight and keep going. I love that card. Honestly, it's so beautiful. It's funny because it's like this art style that I have is changing a little bit as I'm making these cards, and things are, there's change, which is good. It's beautiful change. I feel like I'm developing into the next level of all of this stuff, which is really cool. The art and the readings and all of it. So that's great. But your answer, sorry guys, I don't mean to be talking about myself here. You got a resounding yes, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel for you here in your situation. So there's something going on for you where whatever it is that you're asking about, there's real positive change here. There's real positive movement. And there's kind of an implication that it's been a long, hard road here for you in a certain aspect. So whatever you're writing about might have been a challenging situation or difficulty. And we're coming to a resolve of difficulty. That's what I'm feeling. So regardless of your yes or no, there is a resolve of difficulty coming here based on this yes answer. So let's move these things out of the way. And I think first we're going to look at the Oracle cards, because that's what I did for the other piles. Oh yeah, you guys got 3 from the Angel Oracle. So let's start with that one. And just make sure that I put these in a place you can see them. Okay, so we have children emerging and celebration. This is great. I think emerging is huge, right? Literally, that light under the tunnel. You're emerging from the tunnel here, metaphorically, right? You're coming out from a long darkness and coming back into a sense of self, maybe coming back into a sense of opening, coming back to feeling as though you can be yourself, you can put yourself out into the world, right? Like it's an emergence of you in everything, right? With children here, this could be a couple messages. You know, you might have been asking a question about children in some aspect. If you are, there you go. You got a card confirming that, but it doesn't have to be. This is a super, super general reading. Could be answers to anything, right? So it's possible that like a childlike perspective may actually help you in this situation, you know, like really letting go of the heavy and the serious and going back into a playful kid-like energy may be what helps you really get out of this tunnel. And you know, you're emerging from the tunnel more in a feeling of levity, especially with the celebration card, right? It's like a celebration here for you. You know, not only are things getting better for you, but it's at a point where you can really celebrate yourself and celebrate your wins and celebrate where you've come from and where you're going. So that celebration aspect to this reading is really important, right? So, you know, if you're doing well in something, you know, celebrate your wins. You're being celebrated here in this triple yes. It's really, really showing like this is good. There's real importance to this. There's something really powerfully, meaningfully needed about this answer, even, you know, like this yes is a resounding celebratory shout of yes, it's happening, it's here, right? Let's keep going. We have one card from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, and we have Divine Timing. Okay, so you know, this could be a situation that you've been trying to get through for a long time. You know, with that tunnel, like I've been saying too, or like the card said, the tunnel card, there's a sense of this taking a long time, this being a really long, hard journey that maybe has gone on for a while and you haven't really seen the end of it and you don't even know if there is an end to it, right? But with this divine timing, it's sort of showing that, like, this is all happening at the right time. Like, you're not too late on this situation. Things aren't going too long. For whatever reason, the timeline here is important. There's a timing aspect to this. So it's like things had to take a while for whatever reason. Things in the universe and in life and in the world just weren't quite lined up right for this to happen any earlier. And I think the other aspect of it too is, there was that take your time aspect to this as well that was on the tunnel card. And I think that that's an important message here as well for you, is sort of remembering that you can take your time with whatever this is. And if you need to take rest and you need to break and you need to sleep and all of that too, there's real importance to make sure that you're doing that for yourself here and allowing yourself to take the time when you need the time and rest and relax when you need to rest and relax and come back to yourself when you need to do that. So don't feel as though this situation is requiring you to be too quick about things, right? Or that you need to sprint here. The divine timing is kind of showing that, like, this is going to work in its own time, regardless of how long it takes you. So take your time with whatever the situation is. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow for it to happen. And it just is requiring you to have trust and faith that it will come about. So let's see. Let's look at your tarot here. Let's move them over here a little bit. There's one more. Hold on. Okay, so interesting. I do think. With the Nine of Swords here, you've definitely been overthinking this situation, and there's a lot of energy of being stuck in your head about this. And, I think maybe you've been going back and forth about this a lot. Like, is it going to happen? Won't it happen? Is this real? Is it not real? What's going on? There's a lot of that inner turmoil here. And with the Temperance card, I think, the advice for this, especially if you are in a bit of anxiety energy around this situation, is to see if you can transmute what's going on here. The Temperance card is all about making lemonade out of lemons, right? So if something's going on that isn't something that you enjoy or you want to happen, you want some change going on here, this isn't feeling good for you for whatever reason, there's some advice here to take an outside view of this situation a little bit more. Take a broader perspective of whatever's going on, a little bit more outside instead of so close up. And as you look from it from the outside, see what aspect that might seem challenging, but actually be an opportunity to transform this into something different. There's probably some hidden opportunity in the difficulty about this situation, and that might help you feel a little bit less anxious about it. With the Seven of Swords, there's an aspect of this about, that's kind of a sneaky energy a lot in this card, so we can talk about deception, but I just for whatever reason, there's a sense of self-deception here going on, and I think it really does tie into that Nine of Swords and that Temperance energy that we were just talking about, where it's like, I think the anxiety is coming from a place of overthinking in a way where you're deceiving yourself about this situation. And so that's where taking that outside perspective is really going to help you, because I think you'll start to see that there's something truly fortunate coming for you with that Wheel of Fortune card, that there's something, there's some really beneficial aspect to this situation, even if it seems nerve-wracking or it doesn't seem like it's working out or it's not something that you want or you wanted to know, right? This is a yes and you wanted to know, something like that. There's something about this that is truly fortunate for you, whatever that is. And, always take these readings with a grain of salt, right? If you're getting the exact opposite than what you want and you want your life to be different, like you have you have the reins here. You can change things if you want. But for the energy and what we're reading here, there's an overwhelming yes to this answer. Recapping, this is a triple yes. So it's a pretty resounding feeling of yes. Now, it's up to you and your life and your situation and your intuition to know whether this is the right reading for you, right? Sometimes they aren't. So don't, take this with a grain of salt always. Any tarot reading that you encounter, obviously, have your inner, your inner self checking the reading. But I feel like a resounding yes here, absolutely. And it's coming from a shift in perspective a little bit. I think that maybe you're nervous about this thing when you don't need to be. And I think that a part of that really does have to come in with that timing issue that, like, when is this thing going to happen? Is this going to happen? Is this here? Is this where we're at? It's going to happen in the time that it needs to happen. And, if you can build into your life periods of rest when you need to. So if you've been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and you need to take a break, like, you can do that and still feel confident that whatever this thing is, it's coming for you. Because there's that adage that everybody seems to say on these readings, and it's kind of true, where it's everything that's meant for you will come to you, right? It's a bit of a trust. So, trust that it's coming. Trust that it's coming. If you need a break, take a break. Anyway. Has this even been recording at all? Okay, it has. So that's it for me. This reading might tap out halfway through. The audio is the whole thing, which is good, thank God. But I might have to put a picture of something else over the reading. So if that's the case, I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, that's it for me. I hope that this reading serves you well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Huge shout out and thanks to all of the new subscribers to the channel. I'm so happy to have you here with me. It's exciting to have you here. And big shout out to all the returning viewers. Welcome back. Anybody who just likes the yes or no and doesn't come for anything else, welcome back. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys in particular, if you only watch my yes or no videos, you want something different from me, let me know what you want in the comments. Because I have a lot of viewers who only watch those videos, and I want to know what else would draw your attention to this channel. And then a huge thanks to everybody who watches, like, everything. I've got a good solid 40 people who watch everything I always post, and I'm so thankful for you guys. Like, you really do help me through this channel. Yeah. Anyway, catch you later, everybody. Bye. Hi there, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading for yes or no. What is the answer to your yes or no question? So if you're new to my yes or no videos, the way that I do this is I have 3 different methods for generating a yes or a no. We've got the coin, we've got the pendulum, we've got the die. So we're either going to get a triple yes, a triple no, or a maybe leaning in either direction. And the cards will help us figure out, well, what's going on with that situation. So let's start at the beginning. We got the die, even is yes, odd is no. We got an even, 4, so 1 yes. Let's flip the coin. Actually, I don't like the way that flipped. I'm going to flip it again. Okay, good. Same number, so that's good. We got heads, so that's yes, 2 yeses. So we're in the maybe leaning yes or triple yes. Let's find out. We're going to do the pendulum now. Excuse me, sorry. So first I got to triangulate this pendulum. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. That's better. Okay, so first of all, am I inside right now? Am I inside? Yes, I am. Am I wearing shoes currently? No, I am not. All right. Is my hair blue right now? No, it is not. All right. What is the answer to pile number four's question? Okay, it is a yes. So, triple yes. Yes, yes, yes. Interesting, interesting. These readings are interesting this week. It's cool though. It's good. It's good. Triple yes. Okay, triple yes. So let's figure out why. Why is this a triple yes? Yes, yes, yes. Let's put this stuff aside for now. Okay, so first things first, take a look at this card here. So this is a piece of artwork that I've made. Take a look at this artwork and see if anything is jumping out at you in this artwork. What can you see here? Any symbols, any signs, anything? If you see something in this, that might have some extra meaning for you. Obviously, the big obvious one is this looks like an S. So, if S means something to you, either initials or, something like that, that might have something to do with this. But you did have a triple yes here, right? So let's figure out what this says. This has a channeled message on the back. Let me read it. There's more here than you know. It's important to separate your thoughts of the situation with the situation itself. What is different now than when you began this journey? Why have these things changed? What is happening now in this situation that does not make sense in the mind? And how can you unravel this confusion into something that makes more sense to you? Why are you confused, and what can this confusion teach you? You are strong. And I'm calling this one Strength in Confusion. So, you might be kind of confused about something going on here, and you're asking something that is confusing. The answer is a yes. It's a resounding yes. I don't know. It doesn't feel like a celebratory yes to me, though. It feels like maybe this is one of those situations where you don't want a yes. Not everybody, obviously. It's going to be different for everyone, but there is definitely a sense of confusion in this reading. So there's something about this situation where you really you don't know what's going on, and maybe that's concerning to you. And so this card is asking you to stay strong in the situation, right? It's a bit of a strength card, strength in confusion. So if you're feeling confused and like you don't understand what's going on, you're feeling kind of stuck in something, there's a sense of needing to go within and maybe take a step out, right? It said to look at things from a larger perspective. So taking things from an outside perspective might be helpful, which is, I think, why you're coming to a tarot reading, right? Somebody else's perspective. So anyway, we're going to not do the tarot right away. We're going to start with the oracles. You got 3 from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. So let's see what we got here. We've got Ascension, Past, Present, Future, and Forgiveness. Interesting combination here. So, what's really jumping out at me with this Past, Present, Future card is a part of what was in that message on the back of the card that I read is this idea of the past. How have things changed from when this situation arose to where you are now? And so with that past, present, future, I do think that there's an aspect of needing to take this situation into consideration from a larger level, right? That, I think maybe you've been a little bit too close to this thing, and you need to back up a little bit and really ask yourself, okay, well, like, what was the plan at the beginning? What was going on when this started? What was happening before in the past when this situation first arose? And how did that lead to now, where you are now versus where you were before? What does that look like? What has happened in that time? What changes have occurred, and what growth or what deceleration or anything? What happened in that time? And using that model of the change that's happened over time, can you project that into the future a little bit? Would that help you understand the situation more? If you could take a look at where you've come from, how are those situations, those things, those aspects changing your future? How can they move and transform in a way where you understand your future a little bit differently? Does that make sense? With the Ascension card, too, that can talk about more of that larger perspective. It's funny, this is all feeling really much like the Judgment card in the tarot, so it'll be interesting to see if that popped out. You got a lot of tarot cards. We'll get there in a bit. But if you did get that, I wouldn't be surprised, because that's kind of what this energy is feeling like, right? That the Judgment card is all about taking a look back on how far you've come, where you've come from, and sort of using your perspective now to change the way you think about the past and transform the way you feel about the past. Now, with the forgiveness card here, I think that's key. So if some part of this situation that you're asking about is looking at maybe something that you did in the past, or something that was done to you in the past, or some kind of difficult situation from your past, that might be leading to this sense of confusion, or you don't understand why something happened. If that's a part of this, you're questioning why did this happen to me? Why? If there's some of those questions here, forgiveness might really help you in this, this idea of, I think, really forgiving yourself. It's funny, it doesn't say self-forgiveness, but I do feel like a big part of this is forgiving yourself. So, forgiving yourself for getting into a situation that maybe left you feeling uncomfortable, or, left you in a dangerous place, right? Because we all act from, the best place that we can in the moment. So, really forgiving yourself for where you are now, how things didn't work out maybe, or if things didn't work in the way that you wanted to. There's a real sense in letting yourself know that it's okay, and the thing about forgiveness as well, especially if you need to forgive someone else, what's important to remember is, especially for, if somebody has really truly wronged you in a difficult and terrible way, giving them forgiveness is an internal process. It does not have to be externalized at all. You can forgive someone and still never allow them in your life again, never think about them, never talk to them, right? Because what you're really doing is you're forgiving yourself, and you're forgiving the situation in a way where you're freeing the energy from expanding. You're freeing your mind from the overplay over and over and over and over again of the thing that you're feeling. So with this forgiveness card, it's sort of, forgiving yourself for ending up in the situation, and forgiving life for being what it is. Really accepting yourself, and accepting reality, and accepting life, and accepting all of it for what it is, whether it's something that you want or something you don't want, right? Not thinking about good versus bad, but just thinking about it is what it is. Yeah. So let's keep looking here. There's a moth flying around in front of me right now, even though it's daytime. So I don't know, moths might mean something to you. Oh, God, it's in my apartment. Okay. That's okay. Ugh. So we've got manifestation. So interesting. With the manifestation card here, I do think, for a lot of people who are asking about this, you're trying to look and make something happen, and you got that triple yes. So this thing is going to happen, but it might happen from a confusing place, and it might have to come from a place of forgiving yourself and forgiving things for not working out for a while, and, that kind of thing. Not everybody's going to get that, though. That's not for everybody. But for some people, that's the case. Also, with manifestation, though, I think it's important to remember, especially with past, present, future, that, your life, what it is right now, it is what it is because of things that you have made and manifested. And now, that's not to say, obviously, if you're going through difficult things, sometimes weird, horrible things just happen. And I'm not saying that that's your fault, right? Sometimes things happen and we have no control over them. So I'm not telling you that, it's your fault that something terrible happened, right? No, not at all. Not at all, even in a little bit. What I am saying, though, is that you do have control over your reactions to situations. And that's really what's important, because how you react to a situation determines what the outcome will eventually be. And what I mean by that is, if you think that something is possible, then you see it as a possibility and you can move towards that possibility. But if you see something as impossible, you're not even going to even think about it being a possibility. It's just not even going to cross your mind. And so then that pathway that might actually be possible for you won't even be something that you move towards, right? So there's a sense in this reading of needing to take a look at the past, present, future being important. You only have control over this present moment, so you can't change the past. And there's no sense in, looking back at the past and saying, oh, if only I had done this or I should have done that. That's not really going to help you in this situation. But what could help you is taking a look at, okay, I'm where I am right now and I don't like where I am. Not saying that that's the case for you, but if it is the case, thinking that, all right, where was I before I got here? What happened at the beginning that led me to here? Okay, I see that. What choices and aspects did I make along that path that led me to where I am now? And how did I react to situations outside of my control that led me to where I am now? Like, okay, I see that. Now, how can I change the way that I react to a situation, change my perspective, open my mind a little bit to move in a new way, in a new place, in a new aspect moving forward? Like, okay, if I do that, then I can see that there's a possibility of me doing something different now. I can forgive myself for making these choices that I didn't like because I didn't know any better. And now I know more, so I can free myself up in the future to move in a way that's going to be more beneficial to me because I know what I want and I know what I don't want. And if a situation like this arises again, I know that it's not for me and I don't want to do that again, and I can make different choices next time. So, it doesn't matter that you didn't make the right choices before because, that's the part of life, right? We have to make mistakes to learn. We have to. There's no other way to learn in life unless we make mistakes. You know what? There it is. Oh my gosh. This is where I know that this stuff is real. I have to block part of this card because of the naked people, but look at that. This is the Judgment card. Who called it? I do not look at these ahead of time. Who called it? I called it. Judgment is there, man. It's all over this reading. All right, we got Judgment. We got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Hermit. We've got the Strength. We've got the Page of Swords. Ooh, and we've got the Tower. Yeah, you know what? I can feel that in this reading. All right, so we got a lot going on here. First of all, Judgment. Judgment came out first. That's so funny. I knew it was here. Because that's what this is all about. This whole reading, it's a yes or no. You wanted an answer to your question. We got a triple yes, but there's obviously some deeper stuff going on here. With that Judgment card, I do feel as though there is benefit from reviewing the past, not from I should have done this, or I can't believe that, right? That's looking at the past from the place you were in the past. So that's not necessarily helpful. It's just reliving a challenging situation over and over and over again. But looking at it from a place of, of the growth that you've gained from it and the wisdom that you've gained from it, and looking back with that wisdom at the situation, then you can start to forgive yourself and forgive what has happened in that situation. Now, with the Tower card here, I think that it was a pretty dramatic change in your past. I think you'd have gone through something pretty dramatic here with that Tower. But with the Tower card, what's interesting about that is, the Tower comes in, there's two major change cards in the tarot, the Tower card and the other one with the skull. I don't know. Am I not allowed to say that now? I don't know. I'm trying to help myself with these algorithms. So I guess the unalive card, we can say that. I sound like I'm on TikTok. Whatever. That card, right? So the Tower card, it talks about cataclysmic change. And what's interesting about that change is that it it comes from the outside, whereas the unalive card comes from the inside. I can't believe I'm using that phraseology, but I feel like I have to. So what's interesting about that is with that tower card here, it is sort of showing you that whatever had happened, it came from the outside. It was cataclysmic. I think that's important. Now, with the tower card, a lot of times it can come as a way to clear out the things that are no longer working for us and don't fit our lives anymore so that we have space to bring something new in. So, with this triple yes as well, I think that maybe, who knows, maybe you're at a place now where you've had a lot of positive change. And so you can look back at your past and think, you know what? Yeah, it was terrible what I went through and it was really crummy and it wasn't great, but look at where I am now and I'm actually feel a little bit better about where I am now than where I was back then. And I don't think I could be where I am now without having gone through that, right? So there could be a little bit of that. Now, with the strength card there, that's just doubling up the message that you had before with that channeled message, strength through confusion, right? So, stay strong in this, and you are very strong. You were able to survive those difficult situations, even if, they weren't great. You're still here to tell the tale, right? So that's important. You've survived things that maybe not everybody could survive, and so that's important to remember. With the King of Pentacles here, I do think that you're being set up for a real stable world, stable life, right? A physical life. The pentacles are all about the physical world around you, where you live, what your job is, how your health is, the places that you inhabit, the homes that you live in, all of that kind of stuff. And for that to be in the king aspect, the king is the top card. He's the most together. So you have real physical stability and well-being present for you in this reading, especially with that triple yes message. There's true strength and stability and possibility open to you in your future. And I think it's just going to take, going within with that Hermit card, taking the time to forgive yourself from where you've been and open yourself up to a bigger perspective on understanding, the lessons and the wisdom that you've gained from whatever this situation is. So anyway, this reading's gone a little bit long, so I'm going to leave you there, pile number 4. So thank you so much for tuning in. That's it from me. Good, the video's lasted this whole time. Perfect. Anyway, I will catch you later, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. That is it for me. I will talk to you later. Before I finish, though, a huge shout out and thanks to all of the new subscribers. There's been a lot of people joining from the shorts content, so welcome to the channel. I'm so happy to have you here with me on this journey. Also, a big shout out to all the returning viewers. Love to have you here. If you're back for the yes or no videos and you haven't been back in a while, welcome back. Glad to have you with me. For everybody who's been tuning into everything I post, even when it's only like 20 people seeing it, thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. I just need to say that every reading because I love you guys. I'm so happy to have you with me. Thanks for bearing with me on the periods where I've been away. But, life changes and things move, and I had a lot of work I was doing somewhere else, so I had to put all my energy into that. I'm still putting my energy into that and this. We'll see how it goes, but I'm trying to spend the next 6 months really building this channel up, so that's my goal. We'll see how it goes. And that's it for me. Catch you later, everybody. I love you. Bye. Hi there, pile number 5. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading for yes or no. What is the answer to your yes or no question? If you're new to my yes or no videos, the way that I do this, I have 3 different methods for generating a yes or no. We have the pendulum, we have the coin, and we have the die. So this is either going to give us a triple yes in confirmation, a triple no, or a maybe leaning in either direction. I do it this way because life is complicated and you never know what's going on, what's going to happen. And so because of that, I like to leave a little bit of leeway for nuance. So without further ado, let's get started. The die is giving us a 4, so that's a yes on the die. Let's do the coin. I'm sorry, I did that off. Okay, the coin's tails, so we got a no. So right now we're at a draw. 1 yes, 1 no. Let's see what the pendulum has to say. So first things first, let's triangulate the pendulum, make sure that it's working out okay. So I ask it some questions I know the answer to. First of all, is this a video that I am filming right now? Yes, it is. Okay, second question. Am I looking out the window? Yes, I am. Okay, next question. Is my hair blue? Is my hair blue? Okay, it's saying yes. That's not true. All right. Let me ask again. Is my hair blue? Okay, it's going on no now. All right. So that's good. There's weird hesitation, though. All right, let's keep asking questions. Am I looking at a belt? Yes. Okay. All right. This pendulum is different. It's a new pendulum, so still getting used to it. Okay. Am I blind? Okay, no. All right, that's good. All right, so then finally, what is the answer to pile number 5's question? You know what? I don't have a clear answer. So this is one of those rare moments. First of all, this is a new pendulum. I'm still getting used to it. I don't know how much I like it, but there's that. That's a bit of a problem. But beyond that, though, it was a lot clearer for the other readings, and it's not clear for yours. So I'm taking that as a sign. This is one of those rare moments where we do not have an answer. There is no yes, there is no no. This is a 100% maybe, no leaning. Absolute maybe. So I know that is 100% not what you want to hear from this reading, but let's take a look at the cards because there might be some better insight into understanding that, right? So let me ask again, is this a definite maybe? No. So is there a slant in one direction? No. Okay, we're getting nowhere here. Should we move forward on the reading? Yes. Okay, good. So we will. I think we're going to leave this at a maybe. So pile number 5, let's take a look. We got lots of cards. We'll figure out why we're not getting a clear answer in a moment. Here we go. This is some art that I have created. So take a look at this card. First things first, see if there's anything jumping out at you in this card. What do you see here? What in this art is really jumping out at you? If you see any symbols, any ideas, anything that's coming to mind when you look at this, that is a very deeply important message for you. So keep that in mind. That's something that you need to know. I've got a channeled message on the back. I'm going to read it. So I'm calling this card the Emperor. How can you take control of your situation and bring yourself from a place of confusion to a place of certainty? You hold the reins in your life. You have power to act and create any things and make any things happen. You build an empire from the ground up. Don't give your power away to others or external circumstances. This reading's making a lot more sense to me now. You can pull the reins of your life to move yourself in any direction you choose. What is the answer that you want? This can happen with your actions. So, what answer do you want from this reading, pile number 5? What were you coming here to find? What did you want me to say right now? Because whatever you wanted me to say, that's your answer. But it's not because the universe is going to make this happen. It's because you're going to make this happen. Whatever situation that you're in right now, you have the power here for this situation. Whatever you want to have happen is you are the emperor of your life here. You can make it happen. If you want something, if you want to make something, if you're asking about other people, is this person going to be this? Is this person going to do this? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's what do you want? Do you want that person to do this? Maybe you can make it happen somehow, right? Or you do not want this person to do that? Well, maybe that means you want to move away from this person, right? Like you have control here. Interesting. I want to do the tarot first. For all of these readings, I've been doing the oracles first, but I want to do your tarot first because this is different. This reading is different from the other ones, which is kind of great. I like that a lot. And I have been kind of flirting with using reversals as well, which if you know my readings, that's different for me. But sometimes they come out and they want to be out. So we'll consider them today. All right. So let's take a look at this. First of all, you have, these two queens are reflecting one another. I kind of like that. Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. The Pentacles queen is in reverse. The Cups queen is in the upright position. So there's a little bit of a message in that for you, right? If we're taking this reading to mean you have the power to control your life, to move your life in whatever direction you need for yourself, if you have that power, that means that you are able to lead the life that you want for yourself here. But in order to do that, there needs to be an emotional connection here with the Queen of Cups. It's like to be the queen and the emperor of your life, you need to want it emotionally. There's a real importance to that. Excuse me. Sorry for the popping. I got to get a pop filter for this guy. But anyway, the experience that you have in this, there's got to be a real true emotional connection for you here. That is going to lead you to be able to create this and bring it into your life. You need to be very emotionally invested, right? With the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, it's like this can't be a purely physical situation, particularly if this is a romantic reading. This is obviously not for everybody. This is a super, super general reading, so it is what it is for anybody. But if this is romantic related, there is an importance in the emotional connection and not just looking for the physical, right? But that's not for everybody. That's a limited message. What's important to understand in this, though, is that you need to feel emotionally invested to make this happen. Now, with the Seven of Cups here, I think that's what's going to help you choose the direction as well. If you're coming to this reading looking for direction and getting the answer, well, make whatever you want happen, I can see that being very annoying. So I'm sorry for that. But, the Seven of Cups is kind of giving us a bit of that energy of like, yes, I know I can do anything, but what is it that I'm supposed to do, right? But I think that there's an importance to remember that there are no supposed tos in life. It is an open book. You can move in any direction that you want. There is no supposed tos. It's true. So if you could have anything, what would you have? And if you don't know how to answer that, tune back into the emotions of it. Don't just look at like, I don't know, do I want a car? Do I want a jet? Do I want to, whatever? Like, those are limited. Right? Yeah, okay, that would be great to ride around in a jet for a day, but then would that make you bored? Would that really fulfill you? Do you really need that? Or could you just, take a bus, right? It's like, there's a little bit of that. The purely physical, like that's not going to help you choose what you need to choose here. You're the emperor in this situation. You are holding the reins. So you need to feel emotionally invested in this. So if you're going to choose a direction or choose a thing or try to bring something into your life or move in a certain way, the importance here is to feel emotionally connected. And that's going to help you make a choice on what thing that you want. Now, with the Page of Cups in reverse, interesting. The Queen of Cups is upright. The Page of Cups is in reverse. So it's almost like you're being not encouraged, not told, definitely not told. The advice. You're being advised in this reading, whether you choose the advice or not. If you're looking for direction and which cup to choose, there's an understanding that it is something that is longer lasted in your life, something that's been around for a lot longer, not something new particularly. So you are the emperor in your life. You can choose any of these cups and you can have any of these cups. But if you want something long-lasting and emotionally fulfilling, there's something about choosing the thing that's been around longer and not the thing that's brand new. So take that for your situation, whatever you're asking. But there's a little bit in this reading about the timeline here, encouraging you to not move to a new thing, but to choose the thing that's been around longer. Whatever that is, especially it really just depends on you and your situation, what this is talking about. But with the page in reverse, pages are all about student energy, newness, new beginnings. The queens are far more established. They're beyond the knight level. They're not quite at king level, but they're right before it. So it's like maybe this isn't something that's been around your entire life, but it's something that's been around for the last few years, potentially, depending. I mean, obviously, time is relative. So probably not something that you just thought about or something brand new. There's an aspect to this reading of choosing the longer lasting thing or the thing that's been around longer in your life. Now, with the Three of Wands here, it's almost showing like your ships are coming in. So once again, I think there's been something that you've been working at or wanting for a while or trying to go through or, attempting to have. I'm trying to be real general here because these readings can be about anything. But something is coming back, right, with the ships coming in. And you're ready to set sail on a new journey with that thing that's coming back into your life. So that is kind of where the advice is, to follow that kind of thing and not just try to keep jumping from new thing to new thing. Maybe there's a little bit there's a little bit in this reading as well, encouraging you to take your time at building something. The Emperor takes a long time to create something, right? To build an empire, it takes a lifetime. This isn't something that's instantaneous. And so there's an aspect to this reading as well of understanding that things take time, and if something doesn't work out right away, that doesn't mean it's not going to work out at all. So don't continue to try something new, abandon it when it doesn't work in the first few weeks, and then start something else new and abandon that in the next few weeks, and then start something else new and then abandon that, right? This is something that might take a longer journey for you. And so choose the thing that you're able to last a long time with as well, right? That's another importance thing. Choosing something that you know that you're going to feel okay with over a long period of time, and a period of time where things don't always work out, right? Something that you can continue even when you're not happy with the results, but you know that you still want it. You still need to get there because you have an unfulfilled personal drive to get there. Looks like my camera just shut off, but that's okay because we're going to keep the reading going here in the audio. Now, the only problem is I can't show you the cards, but that's okay. Well, what I'm going to be doing is looping that video for a while, so you'll see the video looping, but we're going to keep going here. So you have two more cards from the oracles. Let's read those. You have Retreat and you have Dreams. So those are talking to each other. That's great. You can't see the art, which I'm sorry about, but that's okay. I'll explain what's going on in them. First, we have the Retreat card, where we have a bird staring off into the stars. And then we have the Dreams card, where we have a woman, and it's the angel deck. So an angel is sleeping. She's got her head in her shoulder. She's sitting down. Her head is on a table, and she's sleeping. So there's a sense in this reading of taking some time to really tune into yourself and figure out what you want, right? We knew that. But there might be some messages in your dreams. That's not always something people like to hear, but I do think that there is a sense in this that your dreams are going to have information. Now, what's interesting is both of these cards look like I'm seeing antlers on both of them, surprisingly. So antlers and deer symbolism, the antler deer symbol, it talks about connecting like an antenna to the external, to the spirit realm, to the cosmic realm. You might be one of the starseed people. You don't have to. If that doesn't resonate with you at all, don't worry about it. But if it does, there's an extra message here for you for that. Connecting into the stars in this, there's a cosmic understanding here. But regardless, if that message applies to you, there's a sense in this reading of connecting into the spirit realm to get further guidance and assistance. And that could either be through dream interpretation or meditation or stargazing. I'm feeling that, going outside at night and staring at the stars and maybe seeing something in the stars or something like that, sounds romantic. There's something about nighttime messages from the starry night sky coming in for you. So I don't know if that means anything to you, but there's something there for that too. So yeah, anyway, I think if you take some time to retreat into yourself and into your life, you'll get some further clarity on this. This was a maybe, no leaning in either direction, but it's a maybe in the sense that because don't go to an external system to get an answer for this one. This one's got to come from you. This has got to come inside. Nobody can give you the answer but you here. So try to tune into your heart. Try to come back to a sense of self. Find the thing that's emotionally fulfilling and choose the thing that's longer lasting, that's been around for a while. That's my wisdom for you. Whether you take it or leave it, that's up to you. Anyway, pile number 5, we're going to leave that reading there. Thank you so much for tuning in. For everyone who is new, thank you for being here. Thanks to all the brand new subscribers who've come and found the channel through the shorts. I love you. You're great. I'm glad you're here. To my returning viewers, welcome back. If you only view my yes or no videos, I'm so glad to have you back. Thank you. Welcome back. If you want any other kinds of readings from me, do please leave a comment here. What kinds of readings do you want? Because I want to bring people back. So tell me what you want. I'll bring it to you. I'll make it. Unless it's a romance reading. I don't know. I don't like doing those. But I will. Who knows? I've never done one on this channel before. I told myself I never would. But if you want it, I'll make it happen for you. Right? You're the emperor. You tell me what you want. I'll make it happen. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll catch you later. Bye.